These are the people described the creepiest, strangest kids they know, but before that subscribe. Reddit users share tons of personal horror stories, and some of the best ones detail the creepy kids they met throughout both their young and adult lives. A child's youth and innocent appearance makes it so easy to underestimate them and dismiss their freaky ramblings. But the fact remains, every serial killer once was a child. From tormenting pets and threatening siblings to setting booby-traps with murderous intentions to giving babysitters the heebee-jeebies, this list is a collection of tales about the chilling things some creepy kids have said and done. For these youngsters, child's play takes on a whole new meaning. The 10-year-old stalker. From Swansea. Not my kid, but my nephew. He's 10 years old and is being taken out of school for homeschooling. He's had major trouble learning and fitting into the classroom in general. The weird kid aspect is this crush that he has on a girl in his class. I hesitate to say crush, because it's full-on creepy 10-year-old stalking. His parents have had probably 30 talks with him about moving on, and that this girl does not and will not ever see him as anything positive, and that he needs to get over it. He has seen 2 different counselors who recommend he be taken out of any situation in which he might be around her, because he's completely obsessed with her. This causes him to have a panic attack, because it's part of his identity. His exact words were, "If I'm not the boy who likes, then I don't even know who I am. That's me, I'm the boy who likes." He isn't allowed to have any type of electronics that can take pictures, because he took his iPod to school and took a bunch of pictures of this girl. His parents are worried about where this will go, so to try and combat it, they have pulled him out of school and he's in serious counseling. He's a sweet kid, but holy f***ck does he have some major fundamental problems. The booby-trap killer. From Henges Pod. I babysat the neighbor's kids. When the parents went out, the little boy, around 6, told me I'm going to kill Mummy and took me to the top of the stairs where he tied string across the banisters at ankle level. He'd be a serial killer if it weren't for Mario Kart. From Clewayne Kenobi. He's not my kid, but my godson is extremely creepy. He likes to stand in his little sister's doorway while she naps and watches her sleep. I ask him why and he says, "It's the closest I can get to seeing her dead." He also likes to shove her fist in his mouth as far as it can go because he wants to know what suffocating is like, just in case. I'm pretty sure he'd be a serial killer if it wasn't for Mario Kart. He is 8, she is 5. He hasn't done as many creepy things lately. It was mostly right after she was born, he had a hard time adjusting. He still says the odd weird thing here and there, but nothing as bad as what I mentioned above. His offhand comments are much more innocent, such as "I'm going to sell you on Kijiji," and "I'm going to sell you for $0.25 and ask for change" to his sister. The girl who befriended Satan. From The Cruise. Not my kid but my niece. A few months ago I read a similar Reddit thread, and later that night, just for fun, I asked my brother and his wife if their kids ever did any creepy. They both immediately looked at each other and seemed surprised that I had asked. Apparently the last few couple of weeks they would hear my niece talking to herself in her bedroom. They assumed it was just playful imagination, so they didn't give it much thought. One day, however, my brother asked her who she kept talking to. She said it was her new best friend, Satan, who visits her at her window every day. Her window is close to the ground, so they were seriously concerned that there was someone actually going up to her window, and kept a closer eye on her for the next few days. Every single time they would hear her talking, he would go outside to her windows but never found anyone. They began asking her more about his new friend, and apart from his name being Satan, she mentioned that he follows her everywhere she goes and that he promised her he will bring her a cake one day. At a late cookout at my parents' a week before, they mentioned that she took her mom outside to the backyard and pointed at the pitch-black backyard and told her that her friend Satan was there, and she wanted to meet her also. That made chills run down my spine since I was at that cookout also. After that, they made her promise she wouldn't talk to Satan anymore. Haven't checked with my brother how that worked out though. Anger management issues. From June Sunflower. My cousin is creepy. He smashed his pet hamster to death around age 5 with a toy fire truck. The 6-year-old evil mastermind. From a deleted user. My son has said that when he kills someone, he'll put their body on the train tracks so no one will know they were murdered. And then he said if anyone saw him, he'd have to put their body on the train tracks too. He was 6. I embrace his dark side. It'll help out a lot in the future zombie invasion. The homicidal pencil-eating tic-tac snorter. From Benji_likes_waffles. He tried to kill a classmate with a screwdriver. He also stuck cinnamon tic-tacs up his own nose. I can still hear the screaming. The kid's name was Jared. He also told us after he pissed himself that he did it because it was warm. He rolled in mud puddles often. Jared liked to eat pencils, not just the erasers, the whole thing. Playing pet toss off the roof. From Sticklip. My 5-year-old cousin threw his cat and rabbit from the 3rd floor of their house. The bunny died, but the cat was nowhere to be found. Aggressively tucking in hamsters. From Insanity. My cousin super glued her hamster's eyes shut when she was 6. Apparently, he wouldn't go to sleep. Her 7-year-old sister confirmed that it was a great idea. He chased his stepsister with a knife. From the_lion turtle. I'm a dude and have only babysat someone's kids maybe 2 or 3 times. One of those times, I was babysitting 2 brothers and their stepsister, who was 14. I was 16. I was wondering why she didn't just babysit them herself, and soon discovered why. My first impression of the trouble child, as his parents called him, was this kid ripping Barbie heads off and impaling them with screwdrivers, then beating up their decapitated bodies with G.I. Joes in addition to other lewd acts. Yup. A little after his parents leave, this little sh*t comes up to me and starts bragging about how he chased his stepsister around the house with a f*king knife when she was babysitting them. She meekly concurred that this did, in fact, happen. The f*ck. I looked that c*nt straight in the eyes and told him I would f*king end him if he even thought about pulling that sh*t with me. He seemed to get the picture. I plopped his a** in front of the TV, put on a movie, and told him to be silent. Also made him bring me snacks later on. I basically decided to make him my b*tch since I had no plans to babysit them again anyway. I ended up seeing his parents a few weeks later at Target, and they said hi to me. To my surprise, they told me how much the kids loved me and wanted to have me back. Guess that kid was desperate for some kind of father figure to put their foot down or something. Definitely some daddy issues there. Past life serial killer. From a deleted user. I work at a daycare, and this literally just happened today. Miss Nick Gill, I have a story to tell you. I was a baby once, but I wasn't always a baby. When I was big, I was scary, and I did a lot of bad things. I used to chase down girls and be dead. I would run up behind them and go roar, and I guess that's why God made me a baby again, and now I'm 4. But I won't hurt girls anymore. Would-be killer's remorse. From Origin of Enigma. This past summer I was at one of my girlfriend's relatives' birthday party. She has a little cousin around age 10, and we get along great. Usually, he wants me to run some football plays with him, but this night he was different. I noticed him sitting all alone on the back porch, so I approached him like usual and asked what was up, to which he responded, "I just really wish I would have done it last night." I asked, "What's that?" He came back with, "I wish I would have stabbed mommy." ISH*T bricks. Violent game addict. From Lee 56. The little boy my grandma took in is really creepy, but no one else sees it but me. He is obsessed with Five Nights at Freddy's and guns. He has so many toy weapons it's worrying. He also likes to tell me, in detail, how he is going to kill me and my grandma. All he does is sit at the computer and play Minecraft. He makes these really complicated machines to kill NPCs, and then he laughs when they die. He also likes to attempt to get into the bathroom when anyone is doing anything in there, so he can watch. The creepy kid in class. From C. He would have conversations with himself under his breath like Gollum. In the middle of one of these rage-filled arguments, he would pull out his handgun and shoot people in the class. All our teachers ever said was, "Hey, no guns." He also made notes that we would occasionally find, one specifically on why the person who sat behind him in math deserved to die. But then he found Facebook and other online communities and calmed down a bit. A piercing image. From Corpse Toes. He pierced his nipples in the middle of math. A girl and her squirrel. From Pale Person. She would always have conversations with herself during class, often while the teacher was speaking. One day she showed up and had shaved the front of her hair so that it looked like she had a horrible receding hairline. After a couple of weeks like that, she took to wearing Halloween wigs. She'd sometimes talk about her pet flying squirrel, and nobody believed she actually had one, so she started trying to take him to school with her every so often and always get into trouble. And during lunch she would sit by herself at a table, pick a person out, and literally mimic their every move for the entire lunch period. Very bizarre. Tarot card readings on a crusty old mattress. From Guy Broman. He dragged a crusty, old mattress that had rusted springs coming out at the seams, offering various girls a deluxe massage. Our high school campus was very segmented, so getting to class often required walking outdoors. He would drag that twin-size lice mobile to each building, peddling his wares to anyone who had a B cup or above. Obviously no one took him up on his offer, and the administration eventually made him ditch it at the dumpster he probably originally got it from. He had other weird mating rituals, like the time he bought a deck of tarot cards and offered to give fortunes to the lovely ladies of our high school. He outright refused to read guys' fortunes. I think he must have bought 50 packs or something, because he had rigged it so that the two lovers would always be the card that got picked. I think that was just an elaborate setup for the oh-so-clever one-liner he'd prepare for the poor girl who would pity him enough to have her doom portended. "Looks like we're fated to be lovers."